Dave Chappelle and Jon Stewart were on CNN talking to Christiane Amanpour. Dave Chappelle is, of course, one of our greatest comedians. He's incredibly insightful. And Christiane Amanpour is supposed to be the sort of regal global sophisticate of CNN. And I've seen her do some decent reporting from time to time. She certainly gets a lot of heat because of her background and because of being a woman and because she has an accent. But she's just not in her depth here on this conversation about the fascist wave, the American fascist wave that Trump is riding.
She's not in the comedian's depth here.
She's not in the comedian's depth here. Dave Chappelle certainly is.
Some of the things they say, even when they say that Russia influenced the election, it's kind of like, is Russia making us racist? Is that who's doing it? Oh, okay, I thought it was. Oh my God, thank goodness I thought it was us. I
hadn't thought of it that way.
Yeah, if they kill the country that way, then we're the murder weapon.
Yeah.
So
we've always been.
Is the Trump era a good era for comedians? Is it just unbelievable fodder or not?
I would not even name the era after him.
Yeah.
He's getting too much credit.
Well, he's the president?
He's not making the wave, he's surfing it.
Yeah.
They were
The
talking
energy's always
crazy.
been there.
All he does is sing those people's greatest hits. Build a Wall, all these things we've heard before. He just sings all the songs. He's the only one that has been brash enough to do it.
That's exactly right. In the beginning, and this is actually another good thing I think to remember as we synthesize race and economics into an analysis of figuring out the electorate and specifically the Trump base. I did say from the very beginning in 2016, Donald Trump will most likely win the Republican primary because he's doing something brilliant from the political perspective of a Republican primary, which is being unequivocally racist and xenophobic and speaking that clearly and robustly to a party whose non-oligarchs, and most of their oligarchs too, frankly, are built on white identity politics. And conversely, he was lying, obviously, but he was questioning Republican economic orthodoxies, which normal Republican voters don't care about. I recently was canvassing in Idaho, and I met a very charming lady in her 80s, and she said, "What do you boys want?" And after telling us that she was going to vote Republican and that Democrats are full of shit and saying some horrible things about immigration, she then went on to say, "And of course, yep, I'm voting for Medicaid expansion because people need health care." And Donald Trump tapped into that. He recognized that, of course, even a lot of normal Republican voters understand that giving money to Koch brothers and making it easier to abuse them and deregulate is bad for them. But they're also rooted in white identity politics as well. These things are both true. And Dave Chappelle pointed out exactly the case, that this is a continuing current of American history, and Trump is this era's showman who's known how to exploit it. And there's really nothing special about it if you have any historical understanding of the threat that we face and everything that Trump and this whole gang symbolizes.
Yeah, if it weren't him, it would definitely be somebody else. And it's amazing how few liberals in the media really seem to grasp this. They want to blame it all on Trump and Russia. Like, if it weren't for those two actors, we would be totally fine. And that's just not true.
Yeah, I think the only limited way in which that is true is that I don't think any of the other. I mean, Hillary also throws a wrench into this, but just looking at the Republican field in general, there's a reason it wasn't a career Republican, right? Is because you can't people are sick of that shit,
right?
But so it had to be this celebrity with a built-in different sort of constituency, like reality TV heads. And
the third contingent that we'll get into with Brian, but it does apply to the United States as well, is this amorphous anti-corruption politics, which doesn't mean anything and is decontextualized from politics. And that is why anti-corruption politics helped lead to the rise of Berlusconi. It has been instrumental in Bolsonaro and drained the swamp, obviously.
And he is turning over the tables in the swamp.
Exactly.